Hi everybody, thank you for being here. We're starting a little early. I apologize, it's a crazy day. It's convocation day here at Yavapai College. Again, thanks for being here at our Roughrider Q&A. And we have a wonderful panel of returning students here to talk to you. They're either ambassadors, they are student government leaders, and they're going to share some tips for making your first day, your first week, your first semester the best it can be. So let's get started with some introductions really quick.
I'm Jackson. I'm the treasurer of Student Government Association.
I'm Connor, and I'm an ambassador.
I'm Chase. I'm the president.
I'm Susanna, and I'm an ambassador and the vice president of the Student Government Association.
I'm Jericho. I am your secretary for SGA.
Hi, my name is Eric. I'm a remote student, and I'm also the drug and alcohol prevention specialist here at Yavapai College.
Thanks, guys. So we're going to get started on some questions. And so our first question is, reminder that please send us some questions. If you have questions for us, go ahead and send them in our comments, and we will try to get them answered for you. The first question is, how do you figure out on day one where to find your classes? And Jericho is going to answer that question for us.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. So where you can find some help for your classes, we have welcome tents over in the Prescott campus as well as the Verde Valley campus as well. And we also have online resources where it has digital maps on for both campuses as well too, as well as the centers. And if you need more help, there's even directories on site where you're able to locate where your classes are as well too, which buildings.
First day of school, or first week of school, we'll also have people out front on the quad, because sometimes the maps can only do so much, so we'll be able to direct.
Definitely reach out to a lot of faculty and staff too, so friendly faces, you can go ahead and ask them, they'll be able to direct you in the right place.
Hey guys, I just want to make sure you can hear us okay. Let me know if it sounds all right. And if not, we'll do something a little different. We'll try to get our students panel to speak louder for you. I'm worried about whether you can hear them or not. I hope you can. Like Jericho said, there are friendly faces on every single campus. So if you can't find a directory, if you didn't find the map in advance online, or if you are just having trouble, just stop and ask somebody, and anyone will help you. Okay. Question number 2, what is one thing that you don't want to forget to bring on the first day of school? And I'm looking forward to hearing what Connor has to say about this.
First of all, a good attitude, I think. If I drove and forgot it, I'll go home and get it, so that's what it is.
Optimism, are you trying to say optimism?
But yes.
Just don't be sad.
But I mean,
Yes.
we all, for the most part, went to some level of school before this, so obviously the essentials that we need for class, but
A pencil.
I don't know, say
I was literally going to say a pencil.
Your phone,
also
yeah,
because
your
it's-
phone.
Yeah, your
It's
phone's your
always
biggest
the
resource.
simple stuff that gets forgotten.
Yep.
So pencil for sure.
And if your phone's dead, your iPad's dead, at least you can write it down on something.
Exactly.
Yes.
I can't believe you guys didn't say your phone, but that's a good thing, right? Yeah.
We didn't know if that's what they wanted us to say.
No, I love pencil, and I love good attitudes too, for sure. The first day of school is always the best. I don't know about you guys. Okay, question number 3. And this question is going to be answered by our Student Government Association President, Chase. And that is, what is your advice to in-person students for making the first day, the first week, the first semester the best?
Well, it is a bit intimidating, especially your first day and your first week. Getting acquainted with all of your classmates, getting acquainted with all of your professors and instructors. Some of you are coming from thousands of miles away into a foreign land, and that is very intimidating. And then on top of that, the pressure of maintaining a good GPA and all of that. I would say trying to make a routine out of your schedule as quickly as you can, so that intimidation factor goes away and you can finally focus on your classes and building relationships with your classmates, and that'll definitely get you to the finish line with a satisfactory GPA.
I just want to echo that. Like, I put things into my calendar, so I don't forget, and I make little notes. Like, I have this class at this time, and then I've got work after, and like in my little notes, I just put down the room number and the building number, just to help myself out, just at least for like the first week or two, just to kind of get myself acquainted with the lay of the land.
And it gives you more confidence when you're more prepared.
Definitely. Don't be nervous. Just go with the flow.
Say that louder. Say it to the back of the room for everyone who can't hear.
And just don't be nervous. It is your first day or your first week, but it's everyone else's too. Everybody else is just as scared and anxious as you are, so find camaraderie in that. Know that, you'll get over it. Second week, you'll get used to it.
You said teachers would be scared too.
Yeah, well, the teachers
Younger
are
ones,
mostly, yeah.
Everyone's
Awesome. Eric,
Hi.
we have the same question, but we have it for online students, as an online student.
Awesome.
What is your advice?
Basically what Chase said is correct about building a routine, but for an online student, building that routine is going to look a lot differently because we don't have a designated place where we're required to be on time every day or whatever days your classes are. So you have to learn how to build that accountability into that for yourself because nobody else is going to hold you to that. Basically on your first day, just check in to your classes, read your syllabuses. All online professors are definitely not created equally, unfortunately. Some professors will woefully unprepare you, and some of them were very awesome, and they will prepare videos for you that show you how to interact with their syllabus and how the schedule is laid out. And pay attention to your to-do list. Your to-do list is on the right-hand side of your screen. It shows you what's coming up, but be aware that the to-do list is not in chronological order. So go through it and make sure that you align your dates and you make your own to-do list, because I've actually missed assignments and had to go back and email the professor to be able to do them because the to-do list isn't in chronological order and no one told me. So that's really all I got.
So, moral of the story, communicate with your professor, right?
Yeah, communicate with your professor. They all have links through Canva there to where you can email them. Your professors will get back to you pretty quickly most of the time, unless you email them like on a weekend. They'll email you daily with your grades, and you can also interact with other students through message boards that the professors set up. Some are mandatory, some are not mandatory. I would recommend interacting with the message boards because you can find people who are having problems with the same things that you are, and you can communicate with them. You can find the same camaraderie that you would normally find in a classroom. Basically, just utilize the tools that you have at your disposal and try and figure out a way to hold yourself accountable, because you definitely want to succeed at this. That's why you're doing it.
Yeah. Holding yourself accountable is big.
Yeah.
You can't just let it slip by.
Right, and this is a great way to do that, because a lot of times people that are stepping into college is the first time they've really had to do that. Hold themselves accountable because they're on their own for the first time.
Yeah.
A lot of us are, at least. So.
I set a lot of alarms on my phone.
There you go, yeah, and definitely use your calendar on your phone and on your student portal. Huge things.
Yeah, and like what you were saying about how kind of scheduling your own stuff out, because pretty much everything for the most part is going to be due on like Sunday nights.
Yeah.
And it only took me like a year to figure it out, but it's not a good idea to wait until Sunday night to do all your classes. So it might be obvious, but
And also pay attention to when your midterms and your finals are due, because sometimes those are due earlier. They're not always due on Sunday. Sometimes it's Wednesday or Friday.
And you don't want to accidentally miss the deadline on your final or midterm.
Yeah, that is the one thing that a remote professor will most likely not allow you to make up.
I'd say also, take the discussion boards seriously. They are the best way, or at least the most prominent way to communicate and connect with classmates. It's easy to feel alone and online, like it's just you and this coursework, and you can feel overloaded, but I genuinely try to form a connection through discussion boards and understand that you have a ton of other people with all these different experiences who are doing the same thing you are and are struggling just as much as you are. So know that you're also not in it alone.
All right, thanks you guys. That was all good advice, good tips, good motivation too. So, Jericho, we are back to you. what if you're having trouble navigating your online classes, even though we just got great advice for making sure that that never happens. We know it's going to happen. So what if you are having trouble? What's your advice? What should students do as far as online classes go?
Well, first we do have resources for that. It's online. It's called the Student Support for Online Learning, and it has different options in there. Even orientation, and I get guys you throughout the entirety of how to use Canvas itself, which is really nice. Even resources for utilizing Zoom, or even calendars or so, be able to help you out. There's even on Canvas as well too.
I want to go back over something you talked about, the online resources. Can you be specific about what those online resources are and where to find them? Do you guys know?
I know you can contact at the IT help desk. That's a big one. And you can just find them on the directory.
Right, or you can just go to helpdesk at yc.edu, helpdesk@yc.edu, or a really good place to find information about how to navigate your online classes is TELS, Teaching and E-Learning, and that is yc.edu, TELS, and the folks in that department are amazing when it comes to helping students, helping all of us navigate the software that we have to use in our classes sometimes, just navigating our classes. So,
And don't forget about your advisors. It's their job to know how to navigate the website better than anyone. They're there for you. If you go to your My YC page and you log in, you'll have a little tab. If you're on mobile, it'll be at the top or the top left, My Advisor, and it'll tell you who to communicate. It'll give you their email contact information. They will know where to find resources on the website if you have any questions.
Good on you, Jackson. Jericho and I were just trying to find that. Nice job.
your advisor is your friend, and really take advantage of it, right? Right.
They also have like a TELS, like the Learning Center in Building 3 on the Prescott campus. I know that for sure. I don't know about any of the other campuses, but I know if you're on the Prescott campus in Building 3, just right around the corner from the eatery. I almost called it the Writer Diner.
Right.
Forbidden language.
Okay, Susanna, we're going to go to another question here, and that is, what is something you know now that you wish you had known on your first day of college?
There's a couple things. I know now that there's so much help out there if you need it. There are resources that you wouldn't even think of. We have, for students that are enrolled in at least 3 credits or more, you have at your disposal, you can visit the food pantry if you have food insecurity. There are advisors that are specifically there to help you if you have housing insecurity, if you're experiencing any sort of basic needs insecurities. Also, they provide free counseling, and a lot of these advisors are in the Prescott campus. A lot of them live in Building 1, so they student support services.
Strong Foundations?
Strong Foundations, yeah. Strong Foundations is a big thing. And also, just on the website, there is like a directory, and that gives you access to like anyone on all the campuses and centers, and you can just email them. So that is at your disposal too. Anything else?
She just grabbed you.
Yes, I want to throw this at you so that, here, let me,
Pass it around.
pass it on. I think those are going to be available on day 1 at the welcome booth, right?
Yeah.
In different places. Okay. So people definitely want to grab one of those. Okay. Do we have any online questions, guys? No. Okay.
There's a lot of resources for scholarships too on there, and also if you just Google scholarships in the YC like the search bar. Yeah, thank you. You just Google search scholarships. That'll take you there. Or if you call like a financial aid or the cashier, they can also help you with that too.
Okay. Anyone else have some wisdom to impart about something that you didn't know on day 1 last year that maybe you know now that you want to share?
Trust your faculty, trust the infrastructure that Yavapai College has for you to get the job done. Know that you have a right to safety, privacy, and you deserve a comfortable environment. If you ever feel that there is an uncomfortable environment, you have to trust the infrastructure that is in place for that environment to be changed or improved upon. And always feel free to contact your Student Government Association members, because we will hear your voice, we will bring it up to the higher positions in the college, and we will make sure something is done about it.
And Jackson, how can they get a hold of you guys?
Well, if you see the shirts, we might get a different colors, but if you see anybody with an SGA shirt, this is our club room where we often have meetings. Janice is the kind of organizer of most of our initiatives. Her office is located in Building 3, right next to the club room where we're at currently. She would be the best person to go to for any immediate concerns with SGA, or if you just see us around.
There's also an email address people can.
Yeah.
SG
YCSGA at yc.edu. So you could do that, or there's also, if you go under Ruff's House, which is now in your Canvas, you hit on your little Canvas shell button, or your courses, you hit on your courses, and then it'll have Ruff's House. There is a QR code that you can put in like a jot form, and you can ask us questions or tell us your concerns. You can also look up our website and search in SGA on the search bar. I got it that time. There's on the search bar on the YC website. So yeah, you can get us a hold of us there. There's a website that it gives you plenty of ways to get a hold of us, and also we're just roaming around usually on campus.
Right. And as far as the website goes, people can just go to yc.edu and they can just search in the search function on our website for Student Government Association or SGA. Yeah.
That'll take you right to our website.
All right. This one goes to Jackson, and that is, what is your advice for keeping up with your homework? How much time should you spend a day, a week studying? Maybe you can talk in terms of each class, or maybe in terms of your whole schedule, depending on how many credits you're taking.
So I used to struggle a lot with this. I used to have a GPA coming into high school below 2.0. I've had to develop a lot of this. My best advice for maintaining your homework is develop study groups. Make sure you establish connections with your classmates and your professor. If you feel like there's a community in your classes and in your coursework, you'll feel a lot more motivated to get it done. If you, at least for my personal case, if you have study groups that you are expected to have this amount prepared, this amount finished, that will give you a lot more motivation. In terms of time, I'd say it's easy to expect yourself to fill your entire schedule with homework. Give yourself time to rest, give yourself a time to break, and make sure that when you do allot time for homework, you make sure it's manageable and it's not too stressful. In terms of how much time, it all depends on your coursework, but I'd also say if you have a day that's all math classes, maybe don't pile in a bunch of math homework on those days. If you don't want a full day of math, maybe mix it up, do a different class just so you're not bored of it, or it doesn't kind of just numb your mind as you do one course or one subject the whole day.
That's great advice. Anyone else? Anyone else want to address that one?
I would say that for your leisure time, to definitely make sure that you're doing things that you want to do, allowing yourself recreation and pleasure, not just doing chores or housework on the time that you're not doing homework. You have to allow yourself rewards so that you stay motivated.
That's good advice for life, not just school. Cool.
I would say schedule in your study time. And there is like a forgetting curve too. So if you have a class that's high, like 3 hours long, like I would actually recommend like studying for that day or the very next day, because it just kind of stays fresh in your mind. Yeah, I would definitely, studying is going to be a lot more efficient if you do it in small increments than cram studying, which is what we we tend to do the day before. It's like, anyways. But if you study in 90-minute increments, like 60 to 90 minutes every day, it's going to be a lot more efficient. It's going to stay in your brain a lot better than 5 hours straight of studying something. So
Yes, please take breaks.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Take care of your mental health.
Absolutely.
And starting is the hardest part always. If you're dreading it, sit down for 5 minutes, and I'll bet you it'll be a lot easier than you think.
Also, good advice for life. Starting anything is the hardest part.
Yeah, utilize the learning centers too.
Yes.
The learning centers
Definitely.
are really great tools for you. And they're on the campuses. They have computers. It's just like a nice, safe place to study, and you can get together in study groups. You can rent out a room there. I always am in the learning center. I try to be.
And what else does the Learning Center have free for our
Tutors.
students?
Tutors.
Yes. Awesome.
Really good tutors. Yeah.
All right. We are on to the next question, which is also to Jackson. What is, but everyone can chime in on this one if you'd like to, because this is important. This is really important. Almost as important as your homework management. What's your advice for meeting people, making new friends?
So a big one is join a club. If you have interests or passions, clubs are the best way to find like-minded people who also enjoy the same thing. I personally run the computer science club. If you're coming this semester, you like computers, I'd love to see you there. But study groups, like I say, make sure to communicate with your classmates. Make sure to communicate with your professors. The more invested you feel in your classroom environments, the more you'll be able to branch out. But I'd say clubs are the greatest way to meet new people. And not just new people, but new people who have similar interests, passions, and goals as you.
Of course, you don't have to find a organization within YC to fully acclimate to your studies. Get involved with a group outside of the college and become not just a part of the college, but of the community that you're in. Like for instance, I joined a great church group not too far away from campus. And while it's not a part of my studies, it definitely contributes to my learning.
Absolutely.
Yeah, going off what you're saying, as far as like obviously there are good opportunities both inside and outside of school, like they were saying, but even just doing random stuff around campus. I mean, Jackson in there because he plays pool all the time, and then Chase it like open gym, which is something we do every week. So it's kind of taking.
Shout out.
Open gym.
Just shout out.
Still
got open gym on Tuesday?
I was forced to say it one time, so I got it out. So, but yeah, just take advantage of doing something with somebody else. I guess I don't know where I was going with it, but
I would say too that since Jackson plugged the clubs, I believe the rush day for the clubs is on August 18th, so you can find myself behind the health and wellness table and Jackson behind the computer science table, as well as a bunch of other cool stuff.
I'll say mine's the coolest table,
on the website
but
for me,
I'll just leave that for interpretation.
I would say definitely don't be afraid to be yourself, because people are going to notice, people can notice genuine versus being fake, or having to put on a show when you're putting on a show for other people. I've made so many friends just being my goofy little self, and so I would say definitely that you're going to make a lot of really good connections here, and we're really excited to see you guys.
And even without like even not even any clubs, in the classroom, in person, talk to your peers around you. They'll be able to help you out with like studying, work. It's better just to collaborate, get material memorized more easier that way and such. So
Don't be afraid to
yeah,
reach
make
out.
some friends. Absolutely.
You're not in this alone.
Sure. I have a former student marketing assistant who we interviewed this summer for our My YC Story campaign, and we asked her the same question. She's now at NAU, and she has the same rule at NAU as she had here, and that rule is to talk to one person in her classes every single day, whether that's an online class or an in-person class. That is her rule, to talk to one person every single day, which I think is a great rule. It might be worth trying if you guys can try it anyway, just for the heck of it. See, because you guys are gonna meet new people this year too, right?
I'm definitely gonna.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna
even
implement that. Yeah.
Even if you're an online student, like don't be afraid to make yourself, like your presence be known on the campuses. You know, you're a part of this community as well, and we would love to see you here in the learning center or in the Innovation Center.
Or open gym.
Or, yeah, different events, like sporting events. Those are definitely great ways to get
Okay.
involved.
Well, I'm going to skip to that question right now since we're talking about it. And this is one that is for Connor. How do I find out about campus activities and events?
As far as like first week of school, again, like the tents and stuff will be out there informing. And then there's activity boards, billboards around campus, advertising everything. Ruff's House is something we have. It's there's QR codes probably gonna be plastered everywhere by the time school starts. It takes you to the website about like sport events. It changes what's on there, but
It's in the campus course now too.
yeah, it is gonna be through Canvas now too. That was a big difference this year, but.
So Ruff's House is a huge resource for finding out what's going on, right? Ruff's House and kiosks around campus with information, bulletin boards. Any other thoughts on that? On how to find out? The website calendar. There's a calendar of events on the website.
It's an academic calendar.
The academic calendar, but there is a calendar of events that usually has a sporting events and stuff on it too, athletics and all the other activities, things that are happening at YCPAC.
We usually like post flyers around as well. The ambassadors will go around and we'll post flyers around campus of things that are going on. So they'll be in the pack or around on the different campuses and on the billboard or bulletin boards.
Yeah.
I would also say word of mouth is just something that is never going to go away. I would definitely try to find people that you know that are involved in the Performing Arts Center or in the sporting clubs or they're involved in sports. So just ask them. And you can also go on for sporting events, you can just look up the athletics and they'll have a calendar down there too.
GoRoughriders.com.
And also
That's the athletics department. Yeah.
TVs and the billboards as well. When you're in the cafeteria, TVs will have all the cool events, all the cool stuff. They'll be flashing them around. So
And social media is a big one.
Yay! I was hoping somebody would say that. And what should they do, Susanna? They should
Follow on Instagram, YC, I don't know.
follow Yep by College on Instagram, Facebook,
Men's
LinkedIn,
basketball,
YouTube, and yeah, you can follow all the sports
Volleyball.
separately. You can
Follow
follow
us
you
on
guys.
Follow us.
Follow us, please.
Yeah.
Student engagement and leadership,
Uh-huh.
or any of the sports, or they also
You can
have the
follow.
Performing Arts.
You can also follow the Drug and Alcohol Prevention Program. Also, you can follow the Health and Wellness Club, and in October, we're going to be starting the Health and Wellness Challenge for students and staff. It's a 6-week challenge to help you holistically get yourself better, physically, nutritionally, socially, and mentally.
there you go.
Right, and there's going to be a lot of social media, promotion about that.
Yeah, around that, we've talked
Yeah.
a little bit about the marketing stuff.
Right,
Super
soon.
excited.
Yeah.
My college has like a Facebook, Instagram, they have X, they have almost every platform.
And there is a web page on our website. If you're looking specifically for different niches of information on social media for the college, like you can go find visual arts, you can go find gunsmithing, you can go find health and wellness or drug and alcohol prevention, the Student Government Association. There is a list of all the social media channels at yc.edu/social. So, in case you didn't know that. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, back to our list of questions. We had a question from a viewer. She was asking about when is she going to find out about roommate assignments for the residence halls. And I was told in a question that we'd listed on Facebook recently that they should hear sometime this week about roommate assignments and room assignments. And then also, but if you haven't heard yet and you still want to give a call, do you guys have a number for me? A number for Residence Life? Yeah. Or if you just go to the website. Oh, okay. Okay, so I will follow up with a comment on this post this afternoon, but you can also just go to yc.edu and then do a search for Residence Life, but also you can call 928-776-2220. And I did hear from the residence hall directors that she welcomes direct phone calls from anyone who has questions. The number again is 928-776-2220. All right. Thank you. Thanks for that question. And again, I will comment, get you more specifics about roommate information and room assignments in a comment this afternoon.
Worst case scenario, I think when you check in on Sunday, you'll find out.
True. But she asked about, because she wants to know, because she needs to know if she needs to get her son or daughter a refrigerator. And that's why they're looking for their roommate to see if their roommate's bringing a refrigerator.
An extra refrigerator never hurts.
True.
Get a mini
Yes.
fridge, your own drinks, your own snacks.
Yeah, mini fridges can only fit so many.
Put a lock on it,
Okay, this is an important one. We've touched on it a little bit, but I think it's worth reiterating if we can. What's a good way of helping yourself out if you get behind in a class? What should you do?
Talk to your professors. Do not be ashamed. Sorry, did I?
Yeah,
No,
was Chase's question, but that's okay.
Oh, sorry. Wait, I thought we were done with the 10 questions.
Oh, no, I skipped around a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Sorry, keep going, keep
Okay.
going.
Talk to your professors. I know that just this summer, I fell behind in my 105 C&T course. It's easy to feel when you're behind that you're kind of helpless and that you don't want to bother your teacher. You don't want to seem like you're pleading for like grace or something. Talk with your professors, even if they're not willing to give you extensions, they are willing to work with you. Don't be ashamed that you're behind, it happens. Just be confident and always talk to your professors. Stay consistent communications. Don't let yourself fall behind and be quiet about it, because if you don't let them know that you need help, you're not going to get it.
Depending on the circumstances of your falling behind, if you're in a situation where you're maybe not able to make up work, ask your professor about extra credit opportunities. That's a huge thing, especially if your professor sees that you're making an effort to try and make that up. They might allow you an opportunity that wouldn't normally be there for an extra credit assignment.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you are the customers. You guys are paying to be here. You are paying to learn whatever subject material is you wanted to learn. So, the college is here to serve you. Just going back to what Jackson said, just let your professors know what's going on. Life happens. And also your academic advisor. I get that there is some anxiety about asking your instructor for grace. What I did with gunsmithing is I first contacted my advisor, and he just simply told me to get in contact with my head instructor, and it was a non-problem after that. So at the end of the day, the college is here to serve you guys, and we'll help you through that.
Okay, I love it. Anyone else? So I want to follow that question up with a question that wasn't on the list, but it's something that we like to talk about a lot on social media and just in general, that I think sometimes students think they have to be perfect to be college students or just to even go to college. They feel like they have to be perfect, they have to be smart, they've got to be just totally together. Is that true?
No.
And is it not?
For Savannah, she's the perfect one. It is.
Is it not true? And if it's not true, can you guys talk a little bit about that? The fact that you don't have to be an A student, you don't even have to be a B student to graduate and to get a degree.
C's get
and
degrees.
and to be more, right? Being the whole term "be more" is more than just perfect grades. You guys want to talk about that?
Your instructors will get to know you. If you put in an effort, don't worry about the grade. Just do the best that you can do. If your best is a C, whatever. If your best is a B, nice. But if you're putting in an effort, your professor will see that. And you don't really have much to worry about.
And I obviously can't for sure speak for every professor of all time, but I feel like it's, I don't want to say impossible to fail, but failing is a lot harder if you are genuinely showing your professor that you are doing your best to understand the material. And a lot of the times, working with your professor on everything will help. And obviously you can't predict it fully, but I find it hard to believe that there will be a lot more failures because of that.
And even with failures, even if it's looking like you're going to fail a class, I used to struggle a lot with academics. Almost dropped out of high school, failed middle school. I had a big trajectory, but with my math classes, I think I failed a lot of them my first try. But I didn't let that deter me. I went back, I took them again, I went through the coursework. I ended up with over 92% in each one that I'd failed the first time. So even in the face of failure, it's okay. It's not gonna kill you. And you don't have to have the perfect background. I'm a first generation college student. A lot of people don't have educational influences in their life. They don't feel like they are maybe as financially adequate or educationally adequate. It's not a big deal. It's a matter of how passionate you are and you can succeed, because there are people who were in those circumstances, like me, that just, they are able to come out on top and have a successful education.
Yeah, no, I agree. Going back to what Jay said about effort is, I don't like when people say college is for smart people, because college is for people who want to put in the work, who want to change who they are, meet the people they want to be with, and be part of a community to work on themselves, to be more.
Yeah, be more, exactly.
You had that plan since the beginning, didn't you?
Cue title credits.
I would just say keep the end goal in your sights. Just focus on what the very next thing is to do. And kind of make sure that you're prioritizing. My mom always used to say that, like, what's the very next thing, when I would have everything, like, I don't know what to do. What's the very next important thing that you need to do? And always be honest. Like, be honest with yourself. What can you take on? How much can you handle? And also be honest with your advisors, and be honest in your academics. Probably if you put in an effort, probably one of the only ways that you're going to get a failing grade is if you practice academic dishonesty. So.
And also want to add that I actually learned this from my teacher actually, when she was going through. I learned from the Pie teacher. She explained a story about how her friend felt like she was doesn't belong in the place she is, but she does. So don't ever feel like you're an imposter, that you don't belong here. You do belong here.
You belong.
Yes.
Look at him with all the slogans.
But yes, no, the important thing is that people are there to help you. You can reach out to people and they'll tell you the same thing. No, you belong here. You can fail in your classes, but there's ways that the college can support you.
Yeah. Don't give up on yourself.
And even sometimes that initial fail, like if you do fail a class, it's not for nothing. I mean, if you take it again, then it should make it a lot easier, considering you've learned a lot already. So
Nobody's perfect.
I mean, as long as we're talking about inspirational things, what's the saying? Does anybody know? Failure is the father of innovation.
Be innovative and fail.
Exactly. That's the only way you're going to learn.
Failing is progress.
All right,
It
guys.
is.
Hey, we have a question from Drea, and she came in late. And actually, Drea, you weren't late. We started early. She came in and she wants to know. She's an online student. Again, if you guys could reiterate, how can she stay involved on campus and know what's going on, and then maybe a good resource for her to stay in the know?
I would say utilize your message boards. I don't know where you're at in the world, where you're remote learning from, but if you have access to a campus, look at the event calendars, look at the academics calendars, and see how you can come into contact with your peers in a physical, in-person way.
yeah, and Canvas hopefully starting. I think it actually started now. Canvas should have Rough's House up and ready, and that's a big resource for not everything. So
Yeah, if you look up Rough's House as well in the search bar, it'll bring you there. If a lot of things, don't be afraid of that search bar. If you just want to look something up, you're like, oh, I want to look up tutors, like just searched in tutors, or I want to look up resources, and you don't feel like you have to find the magic button somewhere. You just kind of look it up in the. So that's that. I should have answered that with that one. What's the one thing?
Oh, no, no,
That's a great question. Great question.
Where are we time-wise, guys? Are we? Oh, we're doing good. Okay. So, just in case we didn't get that many questions online, I wanted to get some most frequently asked questions about the FI College from students, prospective students, and our Director of Admission and Enrollment Advising, Kelsey Rumsey, gave me these 5 questions. These are the most frequently asked questions. So I'm going to just put this in front of you and just have you guys pass it around. And you are welcome to read the question and then read the answer. These are all really good questions.
Just read it and then answer
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it too late to enroll in fall? It says no with an exclamation point. Do I have to yell or can
I think there's more information underneath there.
No.
No.
Roughrider College offers both 8-week and 16-week length classes. Classes start on the 17th of this month, and students have until the 26th to enroll in the 16-week length classes. If you need more time, we offer 8-week late start classes that start in October, and contact your advisor today for assistance if you need it.
Okay.
We should all
Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, we should all shout yes in unison. So, if I change my mind the first week of classes, can I make a change to my schedule? Yes! You can! We allow students to make changes to their schedule the first week of classes. Students enrolled in a 16-week length class or first 8-week classes have until August 26th to register and August 28th to drop classes for a full refund.
How do I access my class schedule? Log into your portal, click on the student's icon, click my class schedule. That's it. That's all you do. It's that easy.
Yes.
How do I know where to go for my in-person classes? You can schedule, what? Your class schedule. Okay, wait, this is really difficult.
Can't say we don't
Okay.
have fun. That's cheating.
It says you class schedule. That's really, I don't know. Okay,
Come on, see, we're
Okay,
none
I'm
of us
just
are
gonna-
perfect.
okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to read this like, your class schedule will likely be on the building number and class, wait, what? Okay. So,
How do I know where to go for my in-class classes? In-class persons. Your class schedule will likely contain the building number and classroom number. These numbers are separated by a dash. For example, 03-116. This class will be in building 3 and room 116. Any room number that has a 1 as the first number is on the first floor. Any number starting with a 2 is going to be on the second floor.
Yeah, at the welcome tent too, they'll also really help you on the centers and at the campuses. There'll be one down in the quad, or the quad? No, that's not the quad. It's down in the Run Belt.
Yeah.
How do I access my online classes? Online classes are completed in Canvas. Canvas can be found in your student portal. For help navigating classes, our TELS department is an awesome resource. www.yc.edu. I don't want to have to read all that. It's really long.
/TELS, TELS,
Slash
yes.
basics, slash teaching.
Yeah, that's the real link. That's the real link. But the short URL is yc.edu /TELS. Yeah. She gives the whole link. Yeah.
Or it says to email servicedesk@yc.edu.
Good. Okay. All right. So we got through those frequently asked questions, right? We got through our pre panel questions. Any more questions from our viewers right now? Okay. Just wanted to see if we could go through each of you. Just like, one last piece of advice as people are thinking, okay, a week from today, I'm going to open up my laptop and launch into my first college classes ever, or I'm going to set foot onto one of our 6 campuses and centers and actually step into my first college class ever. Maybe some last words of advice for anybody who's feeling kind of anxious about that, or maybe some words of optimism, like, it's going to be fun? Is it going to be fun? Is it something that people are going to enjoy as well as have to work a little hard for? Just maybe some last advice and tips, maybe, and motivation.
I'd say being successful is easy. Everybody can do it. It might be stressful, might be anxious, but education is the path to success and independence. You're on that path, making the right decisions, so naturally it's going to come with its obstacles, but just be confident in that you are going to get where you want to be.
Well, yeah, that's good. I was gonna say be grateful, I guess, whenever you're doing anything. Just kind of helps take away the being anxious.
Could always be worse.
Yeah, that helps too, I guess. Yeah, I would just say, no matter what, like just be thankful that you do have this opportunity to learn and pursue a career.
It seems difficult when you first go through it. Ultimately, it's not. It's really not that hard. Just put in the work, and you'll be fine. You'll probably leave here, whether you do 2 or 4 years, and you'll be moving on to your next job, anxious again for that, and you'll think, oh, like this first couple of years at YC, those were the good times. Keep that mindset when you go in. You're in the good times right now, and I know it's very nerve-wracking when you first walk into a new area in life, but college is not that difficult compared to life in what's the word I'm looking for? As a whole. It's not that hard. So these are the good times. Enjoy them.
I would say don't be afraid to put yourself out there and get involved, because as he kind of briefly mentioned, you may experience a little bit of FOMO and like hindsight FOMO if you don't involve yourself. Back in high school, I wasn't very involved in things, and looking back, I always like try to recreate that, I guess, because I really it was like totally bitter looking back, and I didn't get to be involved in my dances or the athletics or anything. I would just say definitely put your foot out there and just try to get involved in as many things as you can, but don't overwhelm yourself, and just be excited, because everything that you're doing is a step in the right direction towards your future, and you're going to make friends that last a lifetime.
I would say breathe first. But seriously, when you walk into that door to that campus and you're feeling nervous, surprise yourself. So when you walk in, you want to you're basically going in to experience something new. You want to be excited for them. And you might discover something about yourself you never knew about, or somebody else might discover something that you didn't know from the outside going in. And sometimes those memories that you make will be with you longer than you're here at the college itself. So definitely carry it with you.
I love it. I love it. Great job, you guys. So we thought that was going to be the last question, but our friend Danny Avalar, who I know a couple of you guys know, who is a former STA member and a former instructor here at the college, Danny asks, hey STA, what plans do you have in the future, and what are you most excited about? I think I read that right.
Well, Danny boy, we're just starting out. As you may know, we might, I think what we are going to implement is reaching out to the students with our initiative. Right now, we're just we have our first official meeting today, and we're just gonna kind of work on honing in our top one for each one of us, our top initiatives, and then we're actually going to put out a survey and ask what the students, like out of the ones that we picked, one from each of us, what are the students, instead of kind of, trying to see what the best, but what would affect most of the students. I think the survey will really kind of move things along in a really productive way. So
I'd say we have really awesome and amazing things planned. We just can't tell you until you see it in campus. So stay tuned, keep your attendance, and you'll see. But we got some good stuff.
Thanks. Thanks for the question, Danny.
Be looking out for that survey though.
All right, you guys, thank you so much. I want to just ask one more question. I know you guys are ready to go. I want you guys to do a high five for me so I can take a picture at the
There's
end.
another question?
Right now, I got a question.
Questions?
Not a question, just
Okay.
can you do a high
Okay,
five?
ready, stand up,
Yay, you're ready. Woohoo!
Or we're like, should we do the line?
Wait, come on.
Oh no, just do it in your
This wasn't part of the script.
Sorry, I'm in front of the camera.
Should he be
Wait,
helping?
next turn.
Okay, ready?
Oh, guys!
Wait,
Violence!
I almost got punched. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Thanks so much.
Bye.
And,
Thanks,
I thought
JJ.
that was great. And I'll pass on any other questions we might get from our audience to you. But in audience, just remember this is going to be on Facebook forever, hopefully, and we're also going to be uploading this or downloading it and posting it to YouTube. So we will see you soon. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. Again, keep asking those questions, and we'll keep answering them. We're not. This was not the end all. We still got another week till school starts, so we're happy to take your questions and answer them for you. See you later.